Hello friends, today's topic of discussion is cross correlation and ergodicity. The objectives are to study properties of cross correlation function, to understand conditions for ergodicity in mean and autocorrelation function, and to obtain cross correlation. Now, cross correlation. Here we are going to consider two random processes x of t and y of t. Let their autocorrelation function Rx t, u and Ry t, u respectively. Then the two cross correlation functions of x of t and y of t are defined as Rxy t, u. We know that is this is E indicates expected value of the product of x of t and y of u over here. Similarly, we can find out the cross correlation function Ryx t, u as expected value of product of y of t and x of u. Here t and u are the two instants of time at which the two processes are being observed. Now in the matrix form also we can rewrite this cross correlation. Rx of t, u is in the matrix form Rx t, u, Rxy t, u. Similarly, in the second row Ryx t, u, Ry t, u. Or else we can rewrite this matrix which is known as a correlation matrix of a random process x of t and y of t. Here we can rewrite this as R of tau is equal to Rx of tau, Rxy of tau, Ryx of tau and Ry of tau, where tau is t minus u. Now we can see the properties of cross correlation function. The first property indicates the cross correlation function is not generally an even function of tau. The second property of cross correlation function is the cross correlation function does not have a maximum at tau is equal to 0. Now the third property, the cross correlation function obeys a certain symmetry relationship as given by expression Rxy of tau is equal to Rxy of minus tau. Now we can see one example based on this. Here two random processes x of t and y of t are given by x of t is equal to a cos omega ct plus theta and y of t is equal to a sin omega ct plus theta, where theta is a random variable uniformly distributed in the range of 0 to 2 pi. It is asked to find out the cross correlation of x of t and y of t over here. The x of t random process is given a cos omega ct plus theta, whereas y of t is equal to a sin omega ct plus theta. Now we know how to find out the cross correlation of x of t and y of t as per our previous formula. Our xy of tau is equal to expected value of product of x of t and y of t plus tau over here. Now we know x of t is a cos omega ct plus theta. So here we can replace x of t with x a cos omega ct plus theta. So this is basically a cos omega t plus theta, that is our x of t. If you find out y of t plus tau, here y of t is given a sin omega ct plus theta. Now instead of that we need to replace t with t plus tau. So y of t plus tau, it becomes a sin omega t plus omega tau plus theta. So this is the second term. Now here we are having two a's, this a cos omega t plus theta and another term a sin omega t omega tau plus theta. So we can rewrite this s square cos of the angle and similarly for the sine. Now we can take the amplitudes out of the brackets and we can use a formula that is cos A into sin B. So if you use that formula, we will be getting a square by 2 because cos A cos sin B means 1 by 2. So that 1 by 2 if we take outside, we will be getting a square by 2. Expected value of sine 2 omega t plus 2 theta plus omega tau minus sine of minus omega tau. Now, again we can simplify this by separating the two terms with the expected values. So, the first term is a square by 2 expected value of this sine of this angle. Similarly, plus a square by 2 expected value of sine of omega tau now. Okay, so these are the two terms after solving the above equation. So, if you find out, it contains theta, and theta, for this we know that is the range is given, which is theta, whereas a random variable uniformly distributed in the range of 0 to 2 pi. So, here what will be happening, like for this, whenever we will solve this, we will be getting 0 value for this. So, only our output will be what? Our second term, a square by 2 expected value of sine of omega tau. So, once we solve this, if we find out e of sine omega tau, a square by 2 sine omega tau, we will be getting the answer. Now, similarly, we can obtain our yx of tau as expected value of y of tau into x of t plus tau. So, similarly, what we can do in the equation, we are having y of t over here, that is a sine omega ct plus theta. So, we can use that as it is, and after that for x of t, we can replace t with t plus tau, and we can find out x of t plus tau. And in the same way, if we solve, we will be getting our answer, that is minus a square by 2 expected value of sine of omega tau. And at the end, we will be getting our yx of tau, that is a square by 2 minus a square by 2 sine of omega tau. Now, for the second term, that is ergodicity. Here, we need to consider the sample function x of t of a wide sense stationary process x of t. Let the observation intervals to minus t, capital minus t, less than equal to t, less than equal to capital T. Then, we can find out the time average or DC value of a sample function x of t, which is given by mx of t is equal to 1 by 2t integration minus t to t x of t dt. This is the ergodicity. Now, here the mean value of the time average mx of t, it is also given as expected value of mx of t is equal to expected value of the mx of t. The above equation, we can use this, that is mx of t is basically time average, which is defined as 1 by 2t integration minus t to t x of t dt. So, the same we can use over here, and we can find out the mean value of the time average. Now, interchanging the operation of expectation and integration, we get expected value of mx of t is equal to expected value of 1 by 2t integration minus t to t expected value of x of t dt. The term expected value, that is e of x of t, it represents the mean value of x of t. And when we integrate it over the time interval, that is from minus t to t, and divide it by 2t, we obtain the mean value of random process x of t. That is mx is ensemble mean. So, we can rewrite this, that is expected value of mx of t, that is time average, is nothing but a ensemble mean, that is mx. So, always we need to remember this thing. Now, we can see the conditions for the ergodicity in mean. Here, the time average mx of t approaches the ensemble average mx with observation interval t bending to infinity. That means limit t tends to infinity. Then what we are having, expected value of mxt is equal to mx. So, whereas this is ensemble average, this is time average, and this what we are having, that is observation interval, tends to infinity. Now, here limit t tends to infinity, variance of mx of t 0. the variance of mx of t, which is treated as a random variable. It approaches to 0 with the observation interval capital T tending to infinity. That means the limit t tends to infinity, variance of this mx of t is equal to 0. So this is the condition for ergodicity in mean. Now we can find out the conditions for ergodicity in autocorrelation function also. There are two conditions. The first, the process x of t is said to be ergodic in autocorrelation function if the following conditions are satisfied. The first condition, what we are having, limit t tends to infinity, rx of tau comma t is equal to rx of tau. That means the time averaged autocorrelation function approaches the autocorrelation function of the system with observation interval t tending to infinity. The second condition for ergodicity in autocorrelation function is limit t tends to infinity, variance of rx of tau minus t is equal to 0. What does it mean? This means the variance of rx of tau comma t, which is a random variable, it approaches to 0 with the observation interval tending to infinity. So these are the conditions to prove our given random system is ergodic in the autocorrelation function. Now, classification of ergodicity of a process. When all the ensemble averages equal the corresponding time averages, the process is called as an ergodic process. So, for ergodic process, time average is equal to ensemble average. Similarly, the time autocorrelation function is equal to the autocorrelation function. So, these are the just two of the many possible averages. For an ergodic process, we can say that all the possible ensemble averages are equal to the corresponding time averages of one of its sample function. Now, because the time average cannot be a function of time averages is equal to the ensemble averages. That means the ensemble averages also will be dependent of time. Hence, we can say that the ergodic processes will be stationary processes, but converse is not true. So, every ergodic process can be a stationary process, but every stationary process cannot be a ergodic process. So, similarly, it is true for the wide sense stationary process also. That is, stationary process can be a wide sense stationary process, but every SSS will not be stationary, and this is for random process. So this is the classification of random processes. Now we will see one example based on the random process, and we are going to prove that the given random process is ergodic in mean. So let's see the example. If the random process x of t is a cos omega ct plus theta, where theta is a random variable uniformly distributed in the range of 0 to 2 pi. Now the thing is that we need to prove this x of t given is a ergodic in mean. So already we have seen which are the conditions to prove that any given process is a ergodic in mean. So with the help of that only we are going to check and we are going to prove that the given system is ergodic in mean. Now the random process x of t, what we are having here, x of t is equal to a cos omega ct plus phi. Now we can simplify this omega c, that is 2 pi fct plus phi or theta. Now here f of phi or f of theta is equal to k for the range given, that is 0 to 2 pi. Elsewhere it is 0. So we can find out the first order PDF, that is 1 divided by b minus a, that means the limits. The upper limit, that is b, and the lower limit is a. So we can find out, that is 1 divided by 2 pi minus 0. So we are getting f of phi is 1 by 2 pi simply. Now the given random process will be ergodic in mean if it will satisfy this condition. Now we are going to find out the left hand side of this condition and right hand side of this, and we are going to prove that RHS is equal to LHS. So here x of t, if you find out the time average, that is limit t tends to infinity 1 by t integration minus t by 2 to t by 2 a cos 2 pi fct plus phi d theta dt. So this is LHS and this is RHS. So separately we will solve this and we will show that these two are same. And then we can say that, or we can prove that the given x of t is ergodic in mean only. Now, we need to find out time average of x of t, that is LHS. X of t, time average, limit t tends to infinity 1 by t integration minus t by 2 to t by 2 a cos 2 pi fct plus phi dt. Now we can replace 1 by t is equal to f. That means 1 by to is equal to fc. As simple as this. Limit t tends to infinity 1 by to as it is a sine 2 pi fct plus phi. If you find out the integration of this, we can rewrite this with the limits minus to by 2 to to by 2. And again, if you solve this, ultimately what we are getting, that is limit t tends to infinity capital A divided by 2 pi, because 1 by to is nothing but fc. That fc and this fc will get cancelled out. Only the term outside the bracket will be a by 2 pi. And in bracket again to and 2 will get cancelled out. We will be getting only sine of pi minus, similarly at this side 2 and to will get cancelled out. You will be getting minus pi. So minus of sine of minus pi, we can rewrite this plus sine pi. So sine pi plus sine pi, we know that is the values are 0. So ultimately the time average of x of t, what we are getting, this as a 0 only. Now it's next step, that is we need to find out mx of t. Mx of t is basically integration as the range is given in the problem, that is theta random variable which is uniformly distributed in the range of 0 to 2 pi. The same range we will take. Then our random process a cos 2 pi fct plus phi. The first order PDF, that is f phi of phi d phi. We know this value as we have calculated previously. So it is 1 by 2 pi. The system random process as it is x of t. Now a divided by 2 pi, we can keep it outside the bracket and then we can find out the integration of the cos term. We will be getting sine of 2 pi fct plus phi with the limits, that is 0 to 2 pi. And so we are getting, again if you solve this, it will become 0 only. So now we can say that it is proved that given random system is a ergodic in mean. We have proved that the time average is nothing but r mx of t of a given random process. So what we have learned in this today's lecture is cross correlation function by considering two random processes x of t and y of t, and by finding the cross correlation function of the same, that is rxy of t minus u, which is basically a expected value of x of t and y of u. Similarly, ryx of t minus u, which is expected value of y of t x of u. We have seen all the properties of cross correlation function also. There are three properties of cross correlation function. The cross correlation function is not generally an even function of tau. The cross correlation function does not have a maximum at tau is equal to 0. And the third one, that is a cross correlation function obeys a certain symmetry relationship as given, that is Rx of tau, Rxy of tau is equal to Rxy of minus tau. So we have learned the properties of cross correlation function, as well as we have seen that is ergodicity. And that is how to prove the given system is ergodic in nature. The conditions for ergodicity in mean as well as the conditions for ergodicity in autocorrelation also, autocorrelation function also we have seen. And we have seen some numericals based on this. Thank you.